Meet Dean Bonito Fish Angelo, St. Michael's graduating class of 2015, varsity baseball captain, and University of Texas commit. Born in the woodlands of Texas, Angelo faced a hard path filled with obstacles to get where he is today. It was no easy task, but it proved to be worth his while. So, Dean, we understand you're going to University of Texas next year on a baseball scholarly. So, when did you start playing?
Go Longhorns, first of all. Started when I was 12, got in the game a little bit late. I played a little bit before when I was 9 in Texas, where I grew up. And then I moved to Toronto when I was 11. I started playing hockey, but I wasn't me. So I joined North Toronto Baseball, athletics.
So, Dean, what challenges did you face when you first came to Canada to start playing baseball for North Toronto?
New country, new challenges. I was also a heavier set kid, but also when I was young, I was 5'8" at the age of 12. So kids would see me and they'd think I'm some sort of monster. They'd look at me and be like, "Oh, everybody move back," but I wasn't used to my body yet. I couldn't hit, and they'd just rip on me. It got dark for 12 years old,
So when did you go from this so-called physical monstrosity to an actual monster, hitting 15 home runs a season with a 600 slugging percentage?
I was in grade 9. I looked in the mirror. I didn't like what I saw. So I decided something's got to change. So I started working out. I started going to the gym, and when I was at the gym, younger age, some guys came up to me and they started getting me supplements. Turns out it was horse testosterone. It stunted my growth a lot, so I've been 5'8" since I'm 12. I don't think I'm gonna grow anymore. But I got really physically developed. I started growing into my body and getting in better shape, trimming weight, and I turned a lot of the fat into mass. And I just going out there and hunting pitches, swinging hard, and it comes when you're strong,
So you were on a good track around 14 years old, leading your team, starting to get recognition, and you kind of slowed down for a bit. What happened?
Yeah, so I was 12, 13, 14. I was leading the city. I was looked at as like a hero, but my uncle Fuller passed away, and he had a big effect on me. So I went back to Texas, took a bus down, missed about 4 months. Came back and had a big effect on my psyche. I wasn't hitting the ball, I wasn't really seeing it. Head wasn't in the game, but I just had to work through it.
Okay, so obviously past those physical barriers, working out, getting on that horse testosterone, but what really took you to that next level mentally, getting past the tragic death of your uncle?
After Uncle Fuller passed away, it was rough for me, but a really influential man named Coach Jose Murphy, he helped me get over it. He did this thing where he put me in a cellar, he turned off the lights, locked me in the room, and he'd just make me punch frozen meats. And I'd hear him yelling from outside the door, "You punch those meats, Rocky! You punch them!" And just stuff like that. It just helped me get over my anger and just helped me figure it out. And then he also introduced me to chewing tobacco when I was 14, 15. And it's just been a way for me to get over stress and get over things like that. And it's been a big part of my life.
So on a recent trip to Saskatoon, previous summer for the Canada Cup, your Team Ontario was dubbed the worst Team Ontario in Ontario history. I heard there were some incidents about a Denny's bathroom. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, so team gets selected around July for Saskatoon, best players in Ontario. Paper, we had one of the better teams out there. We head down to Saskatoon. A lot of Team Canada guys on our team. We're looking good. Show we practice looks good. Get out there, first game against Quebec. We lose. We beat Alberta later that day, but we needed a must-win game against BC later that tournament. We merged it up. That's just how good our team was. BC later went on to win the tournament, but we didn't make it onto the semifinals. We came 5th in the tournament, the worst placing for a Team Ontario team ever.
So, how about that Denny's incident? Pretty infamous.
So, I tried to keep this on the down low, but the softball championships were there at the same time. So I'm getting fucking blackout. My teammates are all focused on baseball or some shit. I don't know. I'm just trying to have a good time. Still want that in a lifetime event. So me and a couple other friends were heading out. We're heading to the girls' hotel. Walking an hour down the fucking freeway. We get there. They shoot my buddy a text saying, "Hey, we're at the Denny's." So I'm like, all right, Grand Slam breakfast, 12 o'clock at night, right? I get there, and there's some Asian girl. She's just fucking looking at me. I'm like, boys, this is the one. So, I was starting to talk to her, and we meet up in the washroom. 2 months later, I have a fucking rash on my dick, and I'm pissing blood. Turns out I got HPV, but it comes with the tournament, really. You gotta have fun while you're out there. Baseball's about on the field and off the field.
So, what were some of your most and least memorable moments playing baseball?
Good question. So when I first started playing, I was terrible, but that's beside the point. But the kids that would make fun of me, I'm still playing against them now, right? I think I'm a pretty good player. I'm going to Texas. Not many kids are doing that. So a couple of weeks ago, I'm playing high school actually. Kid used to make fun of me my whole life. It's one of the guys that called me a fat piece of shit and whatnot. I'm hitting off him. He's a pitch up. Boom! Home run. I see it going over the 400 side, over some trees. I take the bat. I fucking whip it against the fence. True story. So I whip it against the fence. Some lady's appalled. I start fucking walking to first base. I'm taking my time. I'm letting the pitcher know. I am disgracing his family. Kurt Gibson in around second. Shake my coach's hand. Spit while looking at the pitcher. Walk all the way home. Apparently it took me 43 seconds to round the bases.
So, how did you feel when you were first being recruited by Texas and then eventually when they wanted you on their squad?
Well, going to Texas has been a dream of mine. Growing up in the Woodlands, Texas. I missed it down there. I've always kind of felt like an outsider here. I'm wearing country boots and a country hat to a party. And everybody's looking at me like, what's wrong with this guy? But I just love it there so much. So Coach Smith first called me. It was like a dream, You pick up the phone and it's like God's talking to you. It's, Longhorns, go Longhorns. They got tradition there that you just want to be a part of.
So I know you grew up in Texas. You're finally heading back there. Probably gonna have a huge family reunion, But are you gonna miss Canada though?
Yes and no. Made some great friends down here going to St. Mark's. A lot of great friends. Gonna miss the girls. A lot you can say about Canadian girls. Dean Brody has a song about that actually. Terrible artist. Not gonna miss the $22 tins. Not gonna miss the expensive alcohol. But my friends love them to death. Texas though, some hot girls in Texas.
Dean Angelo has officially accepted his offer to play Longhorn baseball in the spring of 2015. Although only standing at 5'8", Dean has a formidable amount of power, being one of the most respected hitters in all of Canada, weighing in at 220 pounds of pure muscle. He also has an 85-mile-per-hour fastball and a deadly cutter, making him one of the most wanted prospects in the country. Off the record, Angelo has stated that he's going to pay his respects to Uncle Fuller before every game and bring home a national championship back to Texas. Good luck, Dean.